I'm Damien from Slotcar. I'm standing here with a huge pile of Carrera Go slot car sets. I've got one representative of each of the different slot car sets in the range. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look a little bit at how they fit together, of the different pieces that are involved and how they work, and then we'll look at all the different sets and see what they come with and see the benefits of each different one. Now, when you open the set the first time, you'll see the instruction manual. It talks about all the different pieces that the set has in it. It has a track layout map, so you can follow that and you can assemble it as it should be according to the instructions. The instructions are, there's not a lot to take in, and they're pretty easy to follow. But we'll have a close look at how they all work. So, the cars in the set, they're 1/43 scale cars. So this is the sort of size. These two are the cars from the Cars 2 movie that are very, very popular. The cars have the contact brushes underneath, which connect to the metal rails on the track, which is where they get the power to run the motor. With slot cars, you have a controller. The harder you press on the controller, the faster your car goes. Carrera Go also have this button they call the turbo boost. When you depress the controller the whole way, you get about 80% power, and as you press the button, you get just that little bit more and you get full power. The turbo boost button is good for sets that have a loop-to-loop, and that you can get that little bit of extra speed needed to make sure that you complete the loop. The sets all come with two cars. The track, whether it's the loop section, the corners or the straights, fit together in the same way. The tabs connect with each other, they interlock, they just simply push in, and that connects the electrical connection for the rails as well, and to disassemble they just pull apart. The loop-to-loop sections are a single lane, and they can be run in separate pieces of parts of the track, or they can be run together as a two-lane section. When you have sections connected together, if the layout's going to be together for some time, they provide a clip, and the clip goes into the side of the track just to make sure they can't then be knocked apart. And if you're running a track where you have two lanes that go side by side, or two pieces of track side by side, there's a double clip. Clips in the same way, and that will keep them together. That'll also work with the loop-to-loop section if you were to run two side by side. Some sets have a lap counter. The lap counter works by setting it to zero every lap every time the car passes. It counts off a lap and that moves around. Each track has a power base section that slots into as a regular track piece. The power from the transformer comes into the power base. There are two connections, one for each lane, and the controllers connect in the same way. The power base is shaped so that a power supply won't fit into where the controllers go, and likewise the controller won't fit into where the power base goes. Some sets come with some banners or other guardrails, and they clip onto the outside of the track. Just underneath the edge of the track, the plastic clip will go on, and as you bend around, it connects. It's all pretty easy to do. Once you've done one or two, then they're really straightforward and very fast to do. In the set you will get some spare brushes. These are the contact brushes that go underneath the car, and some spare guide pins. That's the pin that goes into the slot. As time goes on, these do wear out. They're pretty durable, they last a pretty long time, but you do get a few spares there to keep you going. And the last thing I want to talk about is the bridge supports and loop-to-loop supports. These are made so that you can increase and decrease the height. They wind up and down. And the track pieces all have fittings underneath where they simply pop in and you can raise the height. So for a figure of 8 section, one lane can pass under, or one piece of track can pass under another, or the loop-to-loops have some supports to keep them standing up. Right, now let's have a look at all the different sets.